California will face federal funding cuts if it refuses to remove biological males from girls' sports. This after an ongoing investigation by the Department of Education found the state in violation of Title IX. Joining us now is Riley Gaines, the host of Gaines for Girls on Outkick. So here's what the Department of Education said about the state of California. ED's Office for Civil Rights has concluded its Title IX investigations into California's Department of Education and Interscholastic Federation and found both clearly violated Title IX by failing to protect women and girls from sex-based discrimination. Your response, Riley, to this official finding by the federal government?
Well, it's good to be on with you, John. Look, I am just as joyous as I would imagine majority of moms and dads, for that matter, watching and cheering as this is exactly what they voted for, a future where their daughters can call themselves champions. This is a major win for girls and women, of course, but for common sense and science, quite frankly. The department has made it very, very clear. Biology, not ideology, will govern what is deemed as fairness in sports. And Title IX is very clear, John. Sex-based protections cannot be redefined by activist agendas, and that is certainly what Gavin Newsom and Democratic leadership across the nation, even with Donald Trump's executive orders, even with Title IX being reinstated as it was originally implemented to, this is still the path that they are choosing to follow, which for the life of me, I cannot understand.
The Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, was on Fox and Friends earlier. Here's what she said.
The state of California, the Department of Education, and their Interscholastic Sports Federation is in violation of Title IX. We are giving them 10 days to remedy that situation. We have remedy for them, but if they do not comply within 10 days, then we will refer this to the Department of Justice.
From what you know of the state of California, do you expect that they will comply, or will the government sic the DOJ on them?
We will see. Of course, we have seen, the public has watched as Gavin Newsom has continued to sit on the fence on this issue, really continuing to wink at both sides. On one hand, saying, of course, look, I recognize this to be deeply unfair. But on the other hand, actually just recently, following that statement, going on to sue the Trump administration and the Department of Justice for preventing him from putting men in women's sports. So I believe him to be a slimy car salesman with no moral compass, with no spine. So I'm not overly hopeful that he will do the thing that requires an ounce of integrity, a shred of honesty, and again, any sort of conscience.
Well, for folks in the audience who may still be forming an opinion of the governor, let's rewind and replay what he said on his podcast about biological males in women's sports. Listen here.
Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. It is an issue of fairness. So it's deeply unfair. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that.
All right, so let's just be straight here. So biological males can take hormones, they can have surgery, they can take on some of the physiological appearances of a female, but they are still XY chromosomes. Their DNA, their chromosomal makeup does not change. And after they hit puberty, if they've gone through puberty before they undertake these changes, does that give them an inherent advantage over female athletes?
Of course, John. Even with puberty blockers, men possess an advantage inherently over women on average. I don't have to sit here and tell you the scientific stats, right? Kindergartners seem to understand. Men, on average, jump higher, throw further, hit harder. The list goes on than women do. It's not bigoted to say that. Again, this is deeply rooted in biological reality. It's deeply rooted in science. And again, I think it's just ironic. The same side advocating for men and women's sports is the same side who at one point screeched at the top of their lungs, follow the science. These are the same people who are blatantly ignoring that now. And again, this is a perfect example of what is at stake in 2026. Under President Trump, we are seeing real enforcement of laws that protect women. But under Democratic leadership, the law is twisted to push gender ideology at the expense of girls.
State of California's got 10 days. We'll see what they do. Riley, it was great to catch up with you. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.